I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Monday, June the 16th, 2014. A massive search continues for 3 yeshiva students who were kidnapped Thursday night in the West Bank. The students were named over the weekend as 16-year-old Gilad Sha'ar from the settlement of Talmon in the West Bank, 16-year-old Naftali Frankel from Nof Ayalon near Latrun, and 19-year-old Eyal Yifrach from Elad, which is near Petach Tikva. Frankel has dual Israeli and American citizenship. He and Sha'ar studied together at the Makor Chaim Yeshiva in the Kfar Etzion settlement. Yifrach studies in the Shavei Chevron Yeshiva in Hebron. The 3 were on their way home when they were kidnapped by terrorists Thursday night. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had said Friday that he holds the Palestinian Authority and its president Mahmoud Abbas responsible for the well-being of the students. And today the 2 leaders spoke over the phone for the first time in a year about the kidnapping. Netanyahu conveyed to Abbas that he expected his help in getting the boys back safely, and reiterated that the unity pact between Fatah and terror group Hamas is bad for Israel, bad for the Palestinians, and for the entire region. Netanyahu's office put out a statement today about the kidnapping, saying this incident reveals the nature of the terrorism we are fighting. He said terrorists kidnap innocent Israeli children while we treat in our hospitals sick Palestinian children. That is the difference between our humanitarian policies and the murderous terrorism that attacks us. Meanwhile, PA President Abbas issued a condemnation of the kidnapping earlier today. He also condemned Israeli military action of recent days, referring to the IDF's arrests over the weekend in the West Bank, as well as Israeli airstrikes. The IDF arrested over 100 members of Hamas and Islamic Jihad, many of whom are leaders of the groups, over the weekend in an effort to find the 3 students. And Israel's Air Force conducted several airstrikes over the weekend in response to more rocket fire on Israel. According to the IDF, the airstrikes targeted arms manufacturing facilities and weapons storage sites in Gaza in response to several rockets that were fired at southern Israel on Saturday. 2 rockets were intercepted over the city of Ashkelon by the Iron Dome missile defense battery. The IDF said in a statement that it would not tolerate any attempts to harm Israeli citizens or soldiers and will take action against anyone who uses terror against the state. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry issued a condemnation of the kidnapping of the 3 yeshiva students and called for their immediate release. Kerry said, "Our thoughts and prayers are with their families. We hope for their quick and safe return home." He said, "We are still seeking details on the parties responsible for this despicable terrorist act, although many indications point to Hamas's involvement," Kerry said. "As we gather this information, we reiterate our position that Hamas is a terrorist organization known for its attacks on innocent civilians and which has used kidnapping in the past." And Jewish organizations here in the U.S. expressed their solidarity with the people of Israel, as well as extending their prayers for the boys' safe return home. And prayer services are taking place for the students across Israel and here in the U.S. On the Upper West Side tonight, New York City's Jewish community will gather to show their support for the boys at Manhattan Day School at 7:45 this evening. There were several anti-Semitic incidents reported in France over the last few days. On Saturday, 2 men pointed what looked like a handgun and a rifle at police who were stationed outside a synagogue in Paris and pretended to shoot. The pair escaped. No one was hurt. On Thursday, a Jewish man and woman on the metro were the target of anti-Semitic harassment, and ultimately the man was assaulted. And a young female Jewish student was also harassed on the metro earlier that day while on her way to school. Anti-Semitism in France has been on the rise, and last week European Jewish Congress President Moshe Kantor told the Jerusalem Post that such incidents across Europe have completely changed his perspective on the safety of Jews there, and that it was time to wake up. Kantor specifically called on the governments of France and of Belgium, where the deadly shooting at the Brussels Jewish Museum took place last month, to take action and try and prevent any further attacks. And turning now to our Shalom TV programming for tonight, Monday, June the 16th. Coming up after the news, U.S. Senator Robert Menendez speaks at the annual meeting of the American Jewish Committee, New Jersey. That is followed at 7 o'clock with a new segment of the wisdom of Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And as all eyes in the Jewish world are turned toward Israel with concern for the fate of Eyal Yifrach, Naftali Frankel, and Gilad Shar, kidnapped in the West Bank last Thursday night, CA Shalom TV News Special, Bring Back Our Boys, tonight at 8 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, Jewish reggae rocker Matisyahu joins Mark Golub on L'chaim to talk about his own Jewish journey. That's followed by Matisyahu's 2012 outdoor concert in Stamford, Connecticut. It's all coming up tonight here on Shalom TV and ShalomTV.com. And that's Shalom TV's news update from Monday, June the 16th, 2014. I'm Teisha Bader.